Good evening, everybody. We'll call to order the Town Council meeting. It's April 11th, 2016. Item 1 on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance and moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Walter, before we start, can you take down the flags just so that if it's not a obstacle when people are speaking? Thank you. Item 2 on the agenda will be public comments. Do we have anybody signed up?
Good evening. I just come to make a comment about the proposed roads committee. I have one concern about this, and that is people.
Oh, sorry. Can you give your name first before?
My name's Harold Hill.
Thank you.
I live at 66 North Road in Milford, Connecticut. One concern about the committee is that the people who are going to be on the committee should be people who have certain set of qualifications, and that's experience with road, storm drainage, bridge design, construction, contract administration. It's a highly specialized field, and it's something that you don't go ask a roofer about a plumbing problem. So that's my concern.
I'll certainly keep that in mind. Thank you, though. Walter, anybody else?
That's all on the list, Mr. Mayor.
Very good. Okay, seeing nobody else, I'll close public comment and move on to item 3 on the agenda, approval of prior minutes.
So moved. Second.
Wow.
Okay.
Who was that first one?
Let Walter, he needs the money.
So any further discussion on the approval of the minutes? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
I'll
Motion carries.
abstain, I wasn't here.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Francis. In terms of mayor comments
You want to
tonight.
approve the mayor's comments?
Well, I just have a brief update. One of the things that we talked about during budget season was the status of the probate court. And to give an update, we're starting to work towards implementing a plan that was previously drafted. There were schematics and drawings already in effect for probate court to move into Gallery 25, the building almost kind of across the street over there. And there are nice plans, and it's a nice fit. I think if we move the probate court into that building, it gives them more space, it gives them the security that they're looking for. I spoke to Gallery 25, and we're going to look for a way to put them upstairs. There's a second floor in that building that isn't being occupied right now. So the probate court is in the process of reviewing with the state what they will need to do to kind of move. And we are in the process of talking with our facilities people what would be necessary to get the probate court over there and a budget and so on and so forth. But I wanted to let you know that that is in the works. So, moving on. Item 5 on the agenda, tax assessor, tax collector. Is there anybody here tonight from that? Okay, no? I guess it's me. I've been in discussions with the tax assessor and the tax collector for a number of months now, and their requests to upgrade and switch their software that they use in their offices for the tax programs. And we had a presentation that was done in conjunction with our IT director, Kendrick Protzman, and the recommendation from everybody involved was to execute a contract with Quality Data Services to upgrade our software and maintenance of these packages. I, in conjunction with our legal department, was able to negotiate some better prices to reduce the costs, but what it does is it saves us money per year. I believe we were paying somewhere in the realm of 47,000 now, and the costs with this new program and being upgraded were in the realm of $42,000 a year. So not only will we get a better product, a product that allows our departments to act more efficiently and do more, but winds up saving us money over the period as well. So that's the background for that. I'll entertain a motion, or if anybody has
Make
any
a motion
questions.
to authorize David R. Grunback to sign and enter into a contract with Quality Data Services for the purposes of new software to be used by the tax assessor and the tax collector's departments.
Second.
Any further? Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Are these going to be able to work in tandem with Munis?
Yes. Yeah, it's, and this company, Quality Data, they have basically 95% of the municipalities in Connecticut right now, and they do work with Munis. And it's going to allow the tax collector and assessor to do a lot online that they're not able to do now. They're going to be able to email people out their bills. They're going to create a website where people can pay and look up their tax bills online. So it's going to save the office a lot of man hours in terms of just dealing with people who they're answering a lot of questions. That this could be a very good self-help tool.
Great.
So yeah, it will work with Munis. That's definitely a big concern.
Thank you.
Yep. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, item 6 on the agenda is Parks and Rec. Subsection A is a grant that they want to apply for $10,000 from the Iroquois Gas Transmission Community Grant Program to be used at Lindeming Park for the purchase of playground equipment.
So moved.
Okay, is there anybody here from Parks and Rec to discuss? Thank you. Ms. Cavelli?
Peter says, don't never raise your hand. Yeah, the grant is for $10,000. Those of you who may remember, we did receive 2 large playground pieces as a donation a couple of years ago that have been stored down at the Churrick building down on Route 7.
I didn't even know where they were stored. That's pretty good.
And although the grant is for $10,000 to actually do what we want to do with the playground, the total cost would be $18,737. That would include purchasing some new equipment to augment the 2 large pieces that are down at the Churrick building, swings, flipper rider, a busy bee rider, a swing set with 6 top swings, a welcome sign, some seating, the freight to bring those in, the wood chips with the fabric, and the installation of the existing 2 pieces that are down in the Churrick building, which is $5,000 alone. So our total cost for the playground, which would be a big help to be able to do it the way we'd want to do it, is $18,000, and we're asking for 10 from the Iroquois Gas Transmission Company.
Any further discussion? I mean, it's going to be a great addition to
Yeah.
Deming and the park. Any additional funding that you could get from this grant program would be fantastic. Was there a second? Sure.
Second.
Ms. Francis? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank
You
you.
were eloquent.
Thank you.
And item B is an update on the upcoming projects and events. Ms. Cavalli,
At
thank you.
Lindeming, I'm going to start off with that. The bid packets were completed. The project, for those of you who may or may not have seen it, was advertised in the paper on Friday. Bid opening is scheduled for April 28th. The subcommittee is going to be meeting on the 29th to review the bids. And we hope to begin work on the Lindeming as soon as everything is in order. We do have to hire a clerk of the works, and the subcommittee is going to be meeting to also conduct interviews for that position.
Just to interject, I know that we've spoken with Public Works and our town engineer, but I'm going to see if they have some time now that some other projects are coming to completion. to actually act as a project manager. So I'll let you know, and I'll touch base with them and see if we could work something out. If not, I agree. I think we need somebody kind of overseeing the project to make sure that the plans are being complied with and everything else, sign off on bills and everything.
Absolutely.
But hopefully, if we could do it in-house, great. If not, I guess we'll talk about an outside contractor.
For those of you that don't know, Lynn Deming opens for business on May 28th. So we have a real small window to begin work before we have to stop
Yeah.
to allow for our patrons to have a nice summer season. And then, of course, work would resume immediately on September 6th, the day after Labor Day. All boat slips have been sold. For those of you that are interested in boating, we don't have any more boat slips yet. But just by selling the boat slips, we brought in over $101,000 just on boat slips.
How many slips do you have, Eleanor?
83. 83 slips.
Is there room for more?
We would have to, I think we would have to apply to the DEP and get permission to extend further out into the lake. And I'm not sure they would let us do that because the lake is so narrow right there as it is.
Don't forget that our land does extend. If you're looking at if you're on the beach and you're looking at the lake, there's all that wood and brush to the right. That's all town property also. So
We'd have to do some major work. The
Yeah.
boulders in there are
Yeah.
under the water line
yeah.
are absolutely incredible. They're as big as a house.
There are. I fished off a couple of them, myself.
Yeah.
But
So
that's if you're going to expand. I think there is a possibility to go right. But we could see
Absolutely.
what happens in the future.
Summer employment, all my lifeguards have been hired. Yes. And they're ready for work. I get texts from them every day about different things, so they're all excited to be back on the job. And I'm still in the hiring stages for the last of our summer camp counselors. Emmanuel Williamson, for those who may or may not remember, is way up in Gaylordsville, right next to the plaza there. What is it, Patriots Plaza? Is that what it is? Patriots Plaza? The sidewalks and the pavilion floor are going to be repaved before the end of June. That work really needs to be done. Softball begins tonight, I think. It did when we left the office. We have 31 men's teams and nine women's teams for over 900 players. So that's pretty good. Summer camp registration opens May 2nd, so that's just in a couple of weeks. We have K through 4 at Hill and Plain and at Northville, and the 5th through 8th grade are going to be at the high school this year. And our annual road race, our 49th annual, is July 30th on the Village Green. That's where it starts. Any questions?
Great schedule. Busy.
That's it. That's what we're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right. Item 7 on the agenda. 7A is the discussion and possible action on the creation of a roadway advisory committee. And for everybody that's been involved in the budget process, you've heard me talk about this for a number of weeks and months now. And we're finally at the point where I think we could create the committee. You could see in the agenda kind of a broad outline of its authority. So, beyond that, I don't know if we have to entertain a motion and then, we can do discussion.
Sure. You want me to
Sure.
make a motion? Make a motion to create a temporary committee created for the purpose of providing a forum for objective, transparent, and collaborative representation for all New Milford residents and taxpayers about issues regarding roads within the town and work to maintain and or construct them. The Roadway Advisory Committee will work with Public Works Department, the Mayor's Office, and the community to make recommendations regarding priorities for correcting road deficiencies and establish criteria in prioritizing road improvement projects. Such criteria shall include, but not be limited to, analysis of needs, safety issues, budgetary constraints, and impact on the community. The Roadway Advisory Committee shall also provide a forum for the community to comment on issues regarding roads within New Milford, which will then be conveyed to Public Works for a comment and or action if necessary. One of the purposes of the committee is to provide a forum for the committee to address any road issues it has with Public Works, while allowing Public Works to focus on one of its main missions to maintain the safety of our town roads. The roadway advisory committee shall make recommendations to address citizen concerns and communicate with interested parties through the chairman, who shall be a member elected annually by the committee. The committee shall consist of 7 members who shall be electors of the town of New Milford. 1 member shall be elected chairperson by the committee. Members shall be appointed by the mayor with the approval of the town council.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item B is the creation of a bike and trail committee. Entertain a motion?
So moved.
If you're going to move it, would you mind reading out the whole thing?
I wouldn't mind. You can take a breath. There you go.
Thank you.
I move that we discuss and possibly act on creating a bike and trail committee for the purpose of providing a safe and enjoyable place for people of all ages to ride a bicycle and walk in the town of New Milford. As the town makes efforts to become a more bicycle-friendly area, this committee shall consist and advise the town for the betterment of the community at large in regards to the maintenance and needs of the trails and bicycle-safe roadways that currently exist, as well as research and prioritize routes and trails that may be added to the trail and bicycle roadway map in the future. Additionally, the committee shall promote education within the community on the benefits of using alternate methods of transportation and recreational trails to promote regional bike and trail opportunities and cooperation with neighboring towns. The committee shall consist of 5 members who shall be electors of the town of New Milford. 1 member shall be elected chairperson annually by the committee. Members shall be appointed by the mayor with the approval of the town council.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none.
I just want to say I'm really excited to see this coming about, and I think it's going to be a great advantage to the town. When you see what they're doing in other towns, such as Simsbury, it's just amazing, you know, how much recreation it brings into the town, how much economic development, and I think it's going to be just an A+ for the town of New Milford to get this up and rolling.
Absolutely.
And let me say, you can't really talk about bikes within New Milford without mentioning Tom O'Brien, who's been a tremendous kind of person spearheading the bike racks that we have, and he's done so much work already in educating not only the members around this table, but the community and organizing. And I expect he'll certainly be involved with this committee, and it starts to give them a forum to say that the town is now behind this as well. So I think it's going to allow us to get to that next stage and hopefully integrate with what Brookfield and Kent and the rest of our neighboring communities are doing in the region as well. So.
And there's, we have 2 members of the Bike Trail Committee here,
Oh.
Lisa Aronson and Russ Moore, so they're also very active, to say the least.
Oh, okay.
in this
Thank you
whole
for all your
project.
efforts. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And item C on the agenda is a revision of sections 7-53 and 7-54 of the New Milford Code of Ordinances. Maybe you should make a motion and I'll give you a little background on
I'll
this.
make a motion to schedule a public hearing on revision of Chapter 7, Article 4, Section 7-53-7-54 of the New Milford Code of Ordinances.
Second.
Okay.
And this came about my first week in office. A woman by the name of Jan Mabasa on Jerusalem Hill Road called my office and said, you know, Mayor, I've collected 10 bags of trash that are dumped on my property in the woods, and I'd just love to see New Milford increase its fines, at least in accordance with what the state does. I believe before this it was, I don't even know how much it was, but we're increasing it to $250. And it was $100. Okay, from $100 to $250. And it definitely, it kind of raised the issue in my mind that you can't drive around without seeing trash and garbage kind of along, you know, it's a big town. So I want to thank her, and this is finally the result of that, but Legal and Randy and John Tower were able to put something together that would also be enforceable with the state attorney's office and with our police department as well. So it's a step in the right direction. From what I hear, the state is also considering increasing that fine from $250 to, I think it's $1,000. And rather than waiting for them to do it, when they do, we'll make sure that we increase ours as well. But at least for now, the $250 is a step in the right direction. So, any further discussion?
No, I just want to say, I think it's a great idea. I walk a lot and it's like every other day I can walk and there's all these little shot bottles
Yep.
all over the road. Like, I don't know, somebody has a drinking problem, I guess, on my road or something, I don't know. It's just
But there's no excuse.
hundreds of them.
Yeah.
I can pick them up and 2 days later, there's another 50 shot bottles along the side of the road with the empty beer cans.
I think that the problem with legal dumping is limited to a relatively small number of people, but it has a disproportionate impact on the community. So having something in place that really does increase the cost of engaging this kind of behavior is a step in the right direction. And hopefully these 10 trash bags that she had to clean up, we could track them down, open them up. And I think in that case, we actually did. The police responded and were able to issue some tickets and summons. But now that we've got an increase in fine, it certainly would have more teeth going forward. So, John, do we have to set a date then for a public hearing on this?
Yeah, our charter requires a public hearing to be scheduled, and we have to have certain requirements met as to public notice of that hearing. But in terms of your discretion on when to set that, that's yours.
I guess the next town council meeting is April 25th. Can we schedule it for, before that? Or the same day as the 25th?
Yeah, we just do it at
Do
6:30.
that day.
6:30.
Same day,
Okay. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to,
Mr. Mayor,
yes.
comment.
Yes.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Bass.
Thank you. Just a quick question for our town attorney. In the first part of the ordinance 7-53, it talks about any nauseous or offensive matter upon any public property within the town of New Milford or upon any private property within the town of New Milford. So what would you deem nauseous or offensive matter?
Well, that's a good question, but what I would say to you is that 7-53 isn't being amended. It's only the
Right.
the violations and penalties provision.
No, I understand, but the penalty now is after 10 days, if this is not remediated, you're looking at a $250 fine for every day.
Exactly. But what I
So-
think this does is it vests the police, who now have discretion to enforce this with a summons,
Right.
with the discretion, for example, it does define waste material, human excrement, or any nauseous or offensive matter. It might be some type of other waste product that I can't even, anticipate, that they can construe as offensive or nauseous and issue a summons accordingly.
So would you, just so I can understand, say someone is flying a flag, right? Was that's not entertained as anything that's
Well, I
not,
think
Flying a flag.
it has to be on someone, it has to be done on property that's not your own property,
it
first
says
of all.
private property as well.
No, but John, he's not flying a flag. That's not waste.
Yeah.
Private
It's
property
also-
This is
don't
discarding of waste restricted.
And I also think that all the verbs that are, the dumping, throwing, abandoning, discarding, all of that would not apply to the flying of a flag.
Yeah. When you say offensive, just means something. I guess it's a general term for trash that emits odors, maggots, things like that. I don't think it's saying something offensive or doing something that would
Right,
give it free speech.
littering
or
and
anything.
dumping
Thank you.
isn't the
No,
same as
I
the
understand, I
ordinance.
just had somebody ask me that, and I wanted to make sure it was clarified that it does nothing to do with that.
No.
It's just,
I do want to make sure that we're aware that this has no applicability to anything on your own property.
got it.
Mhm.
It's only private property that you do not own yourself.
And nothing is changing in 753.
No, that's I guess been there since.
Yeah, if you look, just to
1936.
clarify, the information that's on C, on your actual agenda, is the final product. If you look on your attachment 7C,
Right.
that will explain the changes in what was moved and
Yeah.
what wasn't. Just-
Right.
I wanted to clarify that what was in the agenda is the, in theory, final product.
Right,
Thank
right.
you.
This is like the red line version.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Wardo.
I could clarify this a little bit. The way I understand it, it's any matter that's put on your property without your permission. It's a matter of permission. I have a dumpster. It could be the cleanest garbage going, but if it goes in my dumpster without my permission, it's illegal. So it's just a matter of putting
Right.
stuff on other people's property. It doesn't make any difference how clean it is. You know, a bed frame is clean. It's not offensive, but it's on my property and I have to get rid of it. So
Right.
it becomes offensive.
I think for the most part, 99% of the time, you're gonna know the trash or garbage that's being
Oh, yeah.
dumped.
Oh, yeah.
There's always that 1%, I suppose, but in my experience, the cops shy away from those gray areas and will stick to the black and white kind of ones, so that there shouldn't be any concern or issue about it. Okay, any further comments? So I guess we need to set a date, I'll entertain a motion to set a date.
Make a motion.
Oh, we have a motion.
Okay. We could add to the
Sure.
motion, for the date of public hearing for April 25th at 6:30 PM in the Paul Martin Room.
I'm sorry, what time are we, what,
6:30.
6:30?
And we're adding that to the existing motion.
Correct.
You know, you might want to make it 6:45 because there's not going to be much discussion on this. We'll be sitting around for 20 minutes with nothing to do.
6:45?
6:45.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, very good.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Second? All in favor?
Aye.